Welcome to the voice behind the story. Here, every secret has a voice, and every voice reveals a secret. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because what you'll hear next might just be your story too. My in-laws tried to destroy my marriage, so I exposed their dirty secrets at family dinner. My name is Claire Monroe. I'm 30 years old, and I live in Denver, Colorado. I married the love of my life, Ethan, when I was 27. He's 3 years older than me, calm, intelligent, sweet to the core. But if I've learned anything in the last 3 years, it's this. Sometimes, the person you marry comes with a shadow you can't ignore. And that shadow, in my case, was his family. From the moment I met Ethan's parents, I had a bad feeling. His mother, Veronica, gave me a smile that didn't reach her eyes. His father, Richard, barely looked up from his glass of scotch. And his sister, Grace? Let's just say she was polite in the way people are when they're secretly hoping you'll trip and fall. But Ethan loved me. He defended me. So I ignored it until I couldn't anymore. It started with subtle things like Veronica accidentally inviting Ethan to family dinners without telling me, or Grace suggesting I didn't look very put together for someone who worked in corporate law. Then came the bigger stuff. 6 months into our marriage, Ethan got quiet. He'd stay up late, texting. He stopped smiling when I entered the room. I asked if something was wrong, and he said work was just stressful. But I knew better. Something was off. One evening, I saw him reading a printed email. He looked pale. I walked in, and he quickly shoved the paper into his drawer. When he left for work the next morning, I checked. It was an anonymous message addressed to him. It said I was cheating, that I was emotionally unstable, that I had lied about my student loans and was using him for financial stability. None of it was true. I've never lied to Ethan. I've worked hard for everything. But someone was trying to poison him against me. I didn't confront him immediately. I needed proof. So I started watching more closely. That's when I noticed the number. One of the emails was sent from an IP address linked to a guest Wi-Fi account used during our anniversary dinner, a dinner we hosted at his parents' house. I did a deep dive. I'm a lawyer. I know how to track digital footprints. I called in a favor from a friend in IT, and we traced the IP. Multiple emails had been sent from the same source over the last 2 months, all during times Veronica or Grace were home. Still, I needed one last nail in the coffin. So I waited. Then came the opportunity. Veronica invited us over for a family reconciliation dinner. She said she wanted to make peace. She even cooked my favorite meal, lasagna. But I didn't eat. I watched. Halfway through dessert, I stood up and said, "Since we're all here, I thought I'd share something special with the family. A slideshow of some recent findings." Ethan looked confused. Grace looked panicked. I hooked up my laptop to the TV. Slide by slide, I showed them. The anonymous emails, the timestamps, the IP tracking, and finally an audio recording Grace had accidentally left on voicemail, where she said, "If Claire's out of the picture, Ethan will finally listen to Mom." Silence. Then screaming. Richard exploded at Veronica for dragging their name into scandal. Grace ran upstairs. Ethan just stared at the screen. Then he looked at me and whispered, "How long have you known?" I said, "Long enough to see who's really trying to break this marriage." We left that night in total silence. A week later, Ethan cut off communication with his family. He started therapy. We went to counseling together. Slowly, he saw the manipulation for what it was. Today, we're stronger. Not because it was easy, but because I stopped being silent. This was the voice behind the story. Some betrayals come with a smile, but the truth always shows its face. Speech balloon, what would you have done in my place? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more stories that hit hard and heal deeper.